No Outlet Live with your favorite hosts on the North Coast, Jeremy Thomasek and Jared Stover. The road to boredom ends here.
No outlet, but I need to charge my phone.
No Outlet Live.
Welcome back. This is No Outlet Live, the best live podcast you will see on Facebook. We're live today, so you could call into the show at 216-647-0064. We are presented by FlatHousePress.com and Guardian Roadside Solutions. If you're stuck on the side of the road, hit up a Guardian. Let them know that you need help. If you're in the Cleveland area, that's a Cleveland-based business. You can find this show everywhere and anywhere that you watch podcasts or consume them. If you listen while you're at work, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, Anchor FM. But the video, you can watch this show on YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Facebook Live. Do not forget to call the number 216-647-0064. I'm your host, Jeremy Thomasek, and I'm accompanied by the GOAT, Jared Stover.
The GOAT.
The GOAT
sure.
is in the building.
Someday. You got to work for that title. You know, I don't feel like I've done anything in my life. I couldn't be the GOAT of anything, I feel like, right now.
Man, you're the GOAT. He's getting the graphics together for the show, and we're going to be slowly progressing and upgrading a lot of things as you guys are watching and tuning in. But not only that, I have a friend of mine in the studio, somebody that I met while I was in broadcasting school. He is Be Nice, owner of
Your Lifestyle Premier.
Your Lifestyle Premier.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you about something I know about you personally. You happen to be an Army veteran.
Air Force, yeah.
Air Force,
Yep,
Air Force.
yep.
Thank
Sorry
you for
about
your
that.
service, man.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about when did you join?
That was in 99, man. Back in the 90s.
Back in the 99.
Yeah, the 99. Yeah.
So what did you do in the Air Force?
I was security forces, man. You know, yeah, I was like security, you know, the MPs of the Army. You
Okay,
know.
you're like the police
Yeah,
department of the Air Force.
Yeah.
And were you working on like ships or anything like that?
Nah, we was like flight line, you know, security.
Okay.
You know, entrance security, patrol around the base, and you know, things of that nature.
You just made sure the homestead was safe, you know?
Yeah, you know,
Gotcha.
mostly out on the flight line, though. They kept a lot of us out on the flight line. You know, we
Now,
got
what's the flight line?
the flight line where all the planes is at?
Oh, gotcha.
You know, yeah, a lot of the planes. You know, you got to make sure the turtles don't get in the way. It's a lot of turtles
where
turtles?
was this at?
down in Georgia, man. You know, that was the main.
They got a huge turtle
violators.
problem?
Yeah, they come out on the flight line. You don't want them getting sucked up in the engine and doing all kind of damage. You
Hell
know,
yeah.
So
I feel it. So how long did you do that
we had to
for?
put our guns out on the turtles. Like, yo, hold.
You're lucky it wasn't no
Donatello,
Ninja Turtles in there.
Donatello, watch out.
Right.
Go ahead and pull that mic a
He
little
got a
closer.
weapon.
Pull the mic a little closer to
A
you.
little closer. All right.
Yes, sir. So, how long were you serving in the Air Force for?
That was 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
That's kind of a decent term.
Yeah.
And so during this time you were doing that, I met you at broadcasting school, and you showed up for photography and videography and things of this nature.
Mm-hmm.
What really got you into using a camera the way you do?
I saw. I'm gonna take a Tupac quote. I peeped the weakness in the game and I sold it. You know.
Well, you see right behind Jared, I got my my Tupac picture
with
up
the
there.
finger up.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah, real talk.
Yes, sir.
Man. Real talk.
I am a huge Tupac advocate.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. He always got, you know, some
knowledge,
some banger quotes, man, and that's just how I can say it, because you know, in this day and age, everybody love pictures, man. The pictures is everything. Pictures is the main communicators at this point. Videos, you know, people love it, you know. So I kind of want to capture the people, and plus, like what I was telling you when I was coming in, I'm just a fan of the people, and I think people don't always see what I see, you know, and I see the beauty in everything, man. So I just try to, you know, take advantage. Everybody want to look at things, and I got something to show them.
If there's one thing that I've always known about you is I've never seen you not filming something. You're always with a camera. You're always trying to get a shot. You're always inviting people into your world of what you film. It's really interesting to see the way that you work. You're consistently working on your dream of being somebody that's there for the moment, it seems like.
Right. Yeah. So a way I can describe it, man, because I'm a you know, I can say I'm an MC, man. You know, I still eat mics. You know, I still get on the mic. I'm on the mic now. You know, I'm trying not to bust around my right now with this mic in my face.
It's hard, ain't it?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Like,
So
I feel like I'm back in the studio. Early 90s in the bathtub.
Not to be like, yo, thinking of a master plan. You know?
So I was thinking about this earlier, and when I first met you, I told you that I used to be a rapper, and I went out of my way.
Can't used to be no rapper, man. Once you're a rapper, it's forever.
You want to? Have you ever heard me kick a verse?
Yeah, you sent me some joints, man. Yeah, you got bars, man.
I've been memorizing this
So
one.
is he a rapper?
He's a rapper,
right.
for real. No, you can't stop being a rapper.
No, you can't.
So
Own
anybody
that
that's
shit.
saying they ain't
You-
rapping,
you
no
ready?
more, stop.
You guys ready? Last week I beatboxed for a female comedian, and then she busted out some Paul Wall, termination, examination, something like that.
Yeah,
But
I murdered it.
Here goes one of my old ones. I've been memorizing it just for this episode.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
I shape my index and middle finger into a pussy. Tested with a newbie, I lay into a rookie. Drunk in the club, dressed up like a Wookiee. Looking for some groupies, the next venue you booked me. Sure, you can hate me, but you won't overlook me. You stepped up in the club, look how long did it took me. From sitting on the bus with a slut playing footsie, love it how she blunt roll. Tootsie, don't bring the lace in this place. I be like Tookie. I ain't got a drug a cutting up with no roofie. Boobies be around them on the regular. Bailey Daces, big fat asses and angel faces. Short, tall, tan, light skin of the dark. I just wanna see you spread them cheeks apart.
Okay.
And I will quit trying till I see you start. And I'ma beat the kitty up into the pussy farts. Not much to explain, baby girl, that's me. I'ma dick you down deep just to hear you scream.
Yeah.
You wanna be my queen if you let me in between, but you're looking at me saying your dreams. Doubt that, fuck yeah, new scene. I got a new hoe, no old routine. I came, I got so. I'm just trying to get the money like the Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal. Shout out to Great God. Yeah, that's what up.
A quick little 32 for all my fans out there.
Yeah, that's what up.
So, how long were you're obviously your time of really getting into hip hop was the golden era. I would have to say. I'm assuming like even your style and your swag and everything, it screams like the originators, the people that really. I feel like you probably got to see the best of the best from Master P's, Run DMC's.
Absolutely. So you saying that's my aura?
It really comes off, and you give off a real big vibe of. I feel like you were a big Wu-Tang guy.
Absolutely, man. Wu to the heart, man. You know.
What was your first hip hop? What was the one that really got you when you were like, I'm a hip hop head now? What song?
Man. You know, okay, I know what it was. It was on Crush Groove. I can say Crush Groove. I was about to say
Taking
something
it
else.
back.
Yeah, I was gonna say on Crush Groove. Crush Groove got me when LL came in there and did his audition, and the auditions was over when Run DMC was doing auditions for the little talent show that was coming up.
Okay.
And then, you know, they was like, all right, we wrapping up, we done. And LL walked in.
Oh, yeah, in the studio. That was a good scene, man. I can see that.
And then DMC, not DMC, Jam Master Jay reached for the pistol. He was like, yo, we said audition's over. And LL was like, box. You know, he was like, box. You know, and his boys came in backing LL up, even though Jam Master Jay was about to pull the jammy on him.
Man, I'm
I gotta spit it now.
You gotta do it.
You gotta get
you gotta do it.
If you guys are doing them, I am too. I'm fucking with you. I'm not a rapper.
He was like box. Yeah, he was like box. He was like, Believe me, my radio, I like it loud. I'm the man with the box that can rock the crowd. Walking down the street to the hardcore beat while my JVC vibrates the concrete. I'm sorry if you can't understand, but I need a radio inside my hand. Don't mean to offend all the citizens, but I kick my volume way past 10. My story's rough, my neighborhood is tough, and I still sport gold and I'm out to crush. My name is Cool J, I devastate the show, and I couldn't survive without my radio. And then they was like, oh, let him in, you know, and then he was in it. And then to hear the history of LL even being in that movie, he was like 16 years old, man, and he was begging. He was like begging Russell Simmons or something like that to be like anything. And if you see some of the scenes, he was back there like sweeping the floor. You know what I'm saying?
You got to do it first, though, man. To make
he was grinding. Like, he wanted to be in the industry,
LL
man.
wanted it.
He wanted it hard. So, and that was like his break-in. Like, he came in hard.
And
like,
that was a good break-in.
Yeah,
like,
I was like, yo,
I
this was
remember
dope.
wearing the bucket hat and
I was
everything,
done.
man.
It was a wrap.
So, like, 80s style.
I was a MC forever after that. LL.
Check this out. I've been a hip hop head a big portion of my life. I was born in 1990, and like really when I got introduced to it, Tupac was still like blowing up. My uncles got me listening to Tupac and Master P.
Yeah.
I remember watching the VHS of Bout It all the time as like a young kid. I really shouldn't have been watching that, especially being like a young white kid. That really wasn't like the thing that I should have been watching about crack dealers going legit.
Man,
and
it took over.
But it was such a good movie, and I always watched it for some reason. And I ended up beginning to find a love for hip hop, and always did it myself. But I recently just researched. I'm always like watching stuff about hip hop, and I just found out that one of the most gangster people in the hip hop scene that was ever spoken of was MC Hammer.
MC, I knew he was about to say MC Hammer. I was gonna say Hammer.
Dude, Hammer apparently used to be the biggest G. Have you ever heard of this, Jared?
Oh, yeah, dude. Who doesn't know about MC Hammer?
You must have you was watching the MC Search. Was it the MC Search interview?
No, I saw the interview with Too Short on Vlad TV.
Okay.
And then I saw a compilation after I started deep diving into it. So actually what I'm going to do is I did find one of these while you were doing the LL Cool J Orange Crush. Hold on.
I had to, man. That's what broke me in right there. I was like,
Yeah, that's a good one. Like, as soon as you said it, I was like,
yo,
I even remember that.
He just bust in.
Hell yeah.
This is what
How well do you know MC Hammer?
Yeah.
How well do I know MC Hammer?
Yeah. Because you and MC Hammer came up around the same time. I think Hammer came a little after you.
I was in the streets before Hammer, as far as like the music and stuff.
Yeah.
I was making records before Hammer, but he came very shortly after and did big things. And I've always been an admirer of Hammer because of the way he did it. We were at odds.
Now this was like,
right?
Oh man, I got some shit to say.
I know that. Like,
Can I cuss on here? Can I cuss?
Yeah, you're allowed to cuss.
All right.
So I was going
you
down.
just trying it out. Like,
Testing. Shit.
it works. I sure.
So I was going down this rabbit hole about stories of MC Hammer, and this is what started it, was this interview. And then I started looking at all of the rappers. I saw Outkast talk about it, Redman from Wu-Tang. I witnessed so many rappers say that was the one person you did not want to try to step on their toes, because he had people around him that was even like listening for it, and he didn't even have to say like green light nothing. People were just doing shit because they heard that MC Hammer was getting disrespected by this or that person. He had goons that were just on it.
Well, he was. You know what? Check this out. We was just talking about. I got something to say about Too Short and Hammer too, though. Don't let me forget that.
Okay,
All right, let's get back to that teaser.
Did you want to play something else? With
yeah,
this?
let me continue this so we can hear a little bit about how he explains
Okay.
how Hammer was on the scene, because he said just now, I was on the scene before Hammer.
Okay.
And then Hammer shows up.
So to speak, at a young
army.
time, but it wasn't like violence or anger. It was more like just, the local competition.
Yeah.
And Hammer was a big dog, man. He got respect in the streets. He came from a respected crew, and they handled business, him and his brother Lewis and the crew. And, when we saw each other, it was respect and love. And then, when we weren't around each other, he'd take little jabs and talk shit. But it was that type shit.
Yeah, because I just interviewed MC Search from third base.
He tell you some gangster
That's
stories
what you
on
were
Hammer.
just talking
Well,
about.
he basically told the whole story about how he feels MC Hammer put a $50,000 hit on him. You know,
I wouldn't agree to that, but I would say without spending any money, Hammer could have told some people to fuck him the fuck up. Like that wouldn't have been. It wouldn't. I know who Hammer was affiliated with, and he wouldn't have to pay to tell somebody to fuck somebody up. His people would just do it. We from Oakland.
That is wild. So
You like we from Oakland.
Well, MC Hammer took like Oakland with him, hired everybody, all the goons
he did.
from.
he
from
didn't
there.
hire nobody. They just came. There was
And
an
he would just put 'em
entourage.
on- yeah, he would just put him on payroll though. He was holding like 100 people on payroll. That's how he ended up like going broke after a while.
I didn't know that. My whole time of being like a serious hip hop head, I did not know that MC Hammer was like feared to the extent of being like in a Suge Knight position.
Oh yeah, probably even more.
And
Like,
I was
Suge Knight
going to
probably
say
scaring
something
him.
about that because I remember Too Short was talking about Hammer in Short But Funky. You can sell out if you. He was like, and I don't do all these dances and all this kind of stuff. He was like, you can sell out if you want to, homie, but I'm gonna keep it short and funky.
Oh, and then he got flexed on in
yeah.
a major way.
Probably did. But Hammer came out dissing Run DMC. A lot of people ain't catch that.
No, I'm not familiar with that
Yeah,
one.
man. I know my hip hop, man. I know the
I know
origins.
you
sound
do.
like
I
you
love
I'm-
talking to you about
I'm
hip
from the
hop.
cloth, man. I'm from the cloth, man. For real. So, yeah, he was throwing shots at Run DMC, and as I think about it, as an adult now, I was like, Hammer was coming out barking at the big boys, man. Like,
Yeah,
in
to
his
come at
video
Run
and everything,
DMC is a different level of it. They're super legends.
what's that song, man? Can you pull up videos on here?
Well,
I
wasn't,
can't play that song.
Oh man.
Yeah, no music. Wasn't Hammer hanging out with Tupac and shit?
Yeah.
I'm sure he was
I
because
think they
Tupac
even
was
have
a
a video,
dancer.
right? They even have a video together, I think, or something. I don't know how that goes. Or maybe he's in the movie. I feel like.
I'm
of
not
The
sure.
retelling of Tupac. I don't know. I don't know my hip hop that well, but
I don't think so, but
Man,
I
once
do know
Hammer
that
got
Tupac
Pumps in the Bump,
started.
man, I had to leave Hammer alone after he did the pumps in the bump, man.
yeah.
Is that the video where he's in like
And the zebra and the damn banana in his shorts.
Dude,
I was like,
this
man,
is-
come on, man.
hold on, I
I think
gotta
Tupac's in that video.
no.
I was like, man, why you got those on,
Hold
man?
on, Jared, you got to see this video.
Man, that video
Do we
was
really
hilarious.
need to see it though?
Yes,
Like,
we do.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a reason
funny.
that those videos
It's-
are left in the
it's
past.
forever funny.
No, dude, this is the greatest.
Man.
Pump, what is it? Pumping the hump?
Pumps in the bump, man.
Yeah, but you can't listen to the audio to it. You
No,
just have to
I'm
play it
sorry.
quietly.
You already got
we,
to.
We don't
I
need
said
audio.
you Okay, gotcha.
You don't got to.
Maybe we just had our own audio.
I'll sing it for you.
Just
I'ma
make
ad-lib
random,
it. I'ma
Dude,
ad-lib
Oh,
check out
it.
this music video,
I'ma
Jared.
ad-lib
make
it.
random noises.
Hey Hammer, them saggy pants ain't working no more. What you gonna do, Hammer? Hey Hammer, wake up. They said them saggy pants was out of style. What, man? What? My pants still bang. No, they don't, man. No, they don't. Yes, they do, man. No, man. They say take your pants off. And you gotta
And
wear
jog
the
like
zebra
this.
draws. You
Pumps in the bump.
Pumps in the bump. The record label needs you to do this.
He said, all right.
There we go. Oh, we go. Oh.
Oh.
Is this it?
Get it. Get it.
Oh,
Get it.
oh,
Get it.
oh.
Yeah, because pretty soon he's about to start getting
Yeah,
naked on
he
the
about
beach.
to-
Bro, it only takes a turn here.
It does take a major turn.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Get
because
the
right
move,
now he's
man.
wearing everything that you could wear. As
Yeah, all the
clothes.
gangster stuff.
Right.
But he's
Gangsters
getting
don't move like that. He need to stop that.
I don't know. I mean, you see you see some kid in the street doing that today. I'm telling you, you're about to have a problem.
Listen,
I feel like I
man.
watched Snoop Dogg do that last week.
Yo, every young dude look like they about to do that. Every young dude I see look like they about to do that. They about to bust a
You can
dance
tell
move.
by the way they moved, though. That's like
Yeah.
some like South Central
yeah.
movements.
Yeah, that's definitely L.A. moves.
Yeah. He was a gangster. He was out there doing it.
Yeah, he was.
Fucking Ocho Cinco over here.
Is this
Like,
not the
yeah,
one?
got you.
But do we like you
It
know
is
the
the
other
one.
video? This is a
don't
total
know.
change of his
Oh, yeah, there you go.
total style. I think people didn't get that.
Hold on.
That was guy.
Where's the This might not be the one.
Ah, you made me sit through a video
Right,
that I
right,
didn't want to
right.
watch. Like, good.
No.
Nah, man, we was traumatized.
This ain't the
Obviously-
one.
Obviously, we was both
MC Hammer.
traumatized.
Damn, you need to start. You know, getting these videos straight before you show them.
I didn't
Because
expect
we
this.
can't even get the end of the Maury episode.
I did not expect this
we ain't
this
gotta- hey,
subject
look-
to come up.
Oh, yeah,
Hey, we
yeah,
ain't got to
this
dig
one
that
was on the
hard for the
fly.
video. We ain't got to dig that hard. Now, MC Hammer, when he came out dissing,
Yeah, this is it.
nah, that ain't it.
This is it.
Oh, that is it.
This is it. Why
What-
did he
what
have
was the
two
other
different videos? It said it was Pumps in the Bump. Did he re-record the video because he was embarrassed?
Oh, yeah, because he couldn't release that shit.
Look at this.
This was the first one. This was the first one.
This is the original.
This shit looks so 90s, too. Like, this looks like an infomercial.
Yeah, dude. Like you want to buy a
His videos,
timeshare?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny, man.
Watch, dude.
This
He's
is
out here.
forever
He's out
funny,
here
man.
getting it in a man one piece. Look at him
Ah,
showing off
man.
some dick.
Dude, and I feel like in the Tupac movie, he's like with him while they're doing this.
This dude, man.
I wish I could play like
He had it
copyright
popping, though. Hey, look, he
music.
the only dude there.
Look at he is.
Ain't no other dudes.
Look at him flexing, showing
He
some
got all
Oh,
dick
the
root.
girls. Ah!
Look, dude.
Like, but why though? There's no
You see
way.
it? Yeah, look.
He took hard on pills or something. He got his dick hard for this.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like it. Come on, man.
He got all the ladies.
You can enhance. You shouldn't make it look
All
like a
of 'em.
cartoon,
But
though.
but
Like,
this is MC Hammer. Dare you say something?
Oh,
He's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
show up. He's
Look,
gonna
you know
show
what
up
he-
and
he's-
beat your ass.
yeah,
Look,
what'd you
look,
say
listen,
about my dick?
Look, look, you see it, you see. Look, man, come on, man. Why you got that thing in his drawers?
His
Don't
dick
nobody-
was super hard.
Man, don't nobody do a whole video. You got to do how many cuts and edits? You're like, hey, wait, take two,
Dude.
take 5. Man, come on, man.
Did you see that? He was hanging with his boy, and his boy's in a pair of jeans, and he's flexing his dick at him.
Everybody got baby oil on.
Yeah, dude was in.
Everybody,
Like, dude,
every
you ain't
baby-
getting me
baby
in
oil.
that gay ass shit. This is the '90s. You know you couldn't say that. Like, he was the only man in show business that could say he was gay at that time. Like,
Man, I had a
Hold on,
look at this dude. He got his jeans on. His homeboy got his jeans on.
with his dick pointed right at him. He's like,
Yeah.
"What's up, player?"
I'm like, yo, man, move that thing, man. Get it off my knee, man. like that guy.
like, look, the bitches are over there. Get that thing away from me. Like,
He is trying to subvert him.
Hey,
He's
look,
like,
look,
"Walk
look,
that
look.
way."
Look, he like, look, keep it paused. He like, do you know how to get to the mailbox? He like, do I go that way? He like, no, I go that way.
He's like, "Can you please go put this return mail
Right.
over there,
Like, what
motherfucker? Get your dick off of my hip."
what if that was your neighbor? Like, like right now, like you just walked out.
He's like, "Hey, I'm about to be
Right.
doing this thing. There's gonna be all kinds of
Right,
people.
right,
It's a
right.
nice little party."
Right.
Come
And then
on
he's
over.
dancing his dick by you. What's up, bro? So how you like the
Nah,
neighborhood?
man. Nah, man. I'm like, nah, man, I'm cool, man.
His dick on 10 right now.
I'm like, man, you can't be talking to me with that out, man.
Why he doing that?
Like, go
Why
put
did
your
he do
pants
that?
on,
Look
man.
at this. And dare you say
Look at the
something?
ladies over
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Look, I ain't even see him over there.
Oh, there's another dude. He's high. You
He
Don't
was high-
dance with him like that.
They got it.
Pumping the bump, dude.
Oh, man,
MC
this is
Hammer.
hilarious, man. You don't
He's
get-
a legend, dude. I feel
Yeah.
like that's the coolest thing you could have ever
I'm
done
trying to
beating
think of
him.
the song when he was dissing Run DMC though, man. I Rose. MC Hammer, I Rose.
I can't play it.
You can't play it, but you will see what I'm talking about.
Oh, he showed some stuff
yeah,
about
they
it?
got some guys dressed
Oh.
up like Run DMC.
Hold on. What is it called?
MC Hammer, I Rose. Yep. Is that what it say? Is that the name of it?
Yeah, but that's just a track.
Yep, that's it. That's it. Go up.
It's not a video, though.
That's not a video?
No, it's just a track.
That one right there, up under it. Right
let's
there.
let's
Yep.
pump it up.
Yep.
That's
That's
it?
Yep.
Yes, I could tell he's talking shit on Run DMC right now. That dance says it all.
You know what's crazy?
Got him.
Dude, that's the effects that I was just showing you from our first music
It
video.
really is. See, look. And he like, Hammer, why you doing us like
Oh.
that, Hammer? And they looking like Run DMC.
Yup.
Look, see, he
I
came,
see.
and he go snatch the mic. The ultimate disrespect. The ultimate disrespect in hip hop.
Damn.
It's the
that is
ultimate
true.
to take the mic
Well,
Watch.
back then.
And
Now,
this-
now
look,
it's
look,
Smash
look,
or
look,
Change.
watch. Take the mic 3 times like you did.
Oh,
He took the mic. You see that? It took the mic from
Bro.
Run DMC.
I promise you.
And he was dissing them through the song.
I can promise you right now, I've never watched this music video. And how did my video have so much in common with this?
Because it had the quality of a '90s video.
It did.
It wasn't up to par
It did,
straight.
Because you was dealing with it. You was dealing with the cloth.
I'm
man.
just a 90s motherfucker,
Yeah,
man.
for real. This looked like your video. This looked like your edit.
Holy shit, bro. I could film like this. I should film my very first music video this
But
style.
if you could film like
And look,
this
he's
and
showing
make it look
himself as
clean,
the champ over Run DMC. Like, I rose over these fools and I danced and I do this and I do that. And
He
I
did
do
lie
this.
though. I mean, he did a lot of.
did.
He solidified his spot, but I don't think he gets the recognition that he deserves at this point.
I agree. I agree with that.
You know what I mean? A lot of
And I-
people
and I
bring
used to
up
diss
Run
Hammer.
DMC before Hammer.
Right. They do.
They definitely do. Run
But-
DMC is in conversation for
Absolutely.
like the originators, the
reason, though.
goats,
For a good
for good
reason.
reason. But I don't know, man. I feel like he should be mentioned more when it comes to being a gangster rapper, and he's not looked at that.
But he was
in
a more
that
churchy
light.
guy. He didn't
He was
wanna
a
be,
church guy.
Yeah, he didn't want to be looked upon as the gangster rapper.
But he
you
was
know?
a gangster
On
rapper.
the low. I mean, but a lot of a lot of gangsters, you don't know they gangsters.
I brought this subject, after I realized that, and I saw the interviews with like Outkast and all these people saying that MC Hammer used to really thug out on people.
Mm-hmm.
I went to work, and there's some people I've been meeting that are like younger rappers around my age.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked them who they thought the gangster rapper was. And a lot of people bring up 50 Cent, Suge Knight, you know, they'll bring up NWA, all that shit. But MC Hammer's never in question. He's never brought into the conversation.
because of his image.
Yeah, I think
That first video went like so big that nobody could see him as anything else
Yeah.
but that. I couldn't even when you were showing me those
Parachute
videos, I
pants.
was like, yeah, right, dude. He's not wearing
Yeah.
the parachute pants. That's
Yeah.
not the MC Hammer I know.
Like
Yeah.
doing this crazy ass dance.
Well, he was always doing the dances. We expect that, but it doesn't look as cool in not parachute pants. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It did look cool in the ninja pants.
Yeah,
I
it's like-
swear.
that was player though. That was a player outfit though. Back
It
then,
was.
Back then,
in the early
like, you
90s,
boss.
that was player shit.
Yeah, that's all the way player. You see, I got his glasses on now.
Yeah.
These Gazelles.
I'm telling you, the
You got the
loafers,
same-
Yeah, these
Just
Gazelles
as-
now.
There you
Justin's
go.
loafers are probably
Listen, that's why-
$1,000. He's in that player
Listen,
outfit.
these my influences, man. Y'all can't tell. Look. I got
Yeah.
The,
Oh, I
I
know.
got the Run DMC shit.
You want to know how
I got
many
the gold
times
chain. I'm
I
still,
dressed?
you know.
We see it.
You know how many times I dressed Carl Johnson in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas this way?
You dressing them up like that?
I always put him in the MC Hammer gangster shit,
Yeah.
like a clean cut
Yeah.
mafia style.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
mafioso. Look at him getting it.
And he got his goons.
And
Look at his
bitches.
homeboy. His
always
homeboy will
got-
fuck somebody up.
Hell yeah, wearing his wrestling.
And he got his whole Michael wrestling outfit on. Like, you know, he ready to fight.
Singlet.
he got a wrestling singlet on.
Hey, look. He one
that
of
shit
them-
was cool as fuck back in the 90s. Oh, let's go back
I
to
think
this.
that should be cool today. I'm gonna wear a singlet just out tomorrow.
Look, he got the tall socks with the New Balance
Yeah.
and a gold chain.
Yeah. He ready.
Did they have New Balances back then though, or those were like?
No, I think all
No,
the
New Balance was
everything
They was popping in.
yeah,
Oh, for real?
everything that we wear today is just another recycled.
It is
90s fashion.
It really is, man.
Oh yeah.
I be looking at that all the time. Like, man, we been doing this, man.
You know what really got me in fashion was I just saw a resurgence in Fila's. Nobody gets Fila's, or there was a big break in people wearing Fila shoes, and now I think they're starting to make a comeback again. I
I'm
used to
rocking
love
felines
buying.
right now. These some felines.
Oh
homie.
my God, you are rocking
Yeah.
There
the
you go.
Filas.
B-boy,
They
man.
are
I'm a
coming back,
B-boy.
dude.
Bro,
I'm a b-boy, man.
You gotta
All
you gotta
day.
step your shoe up right in front of the No Outlet Live marquee right by you.
What I gotta show the shoe?
Yup, we gotta see
You
the
gotta
shoe.
show
What
the
kind of
shoe.
sock I got on?
We
man?
gotta see these Filas.
Let me make
Is
sure
this
my
it right
sock is
Yes.
good.
You see the marquee right next to you on the table?
What's the marquee? What's that?
You see this thing? This little
The
sign?
little sign right in front of me.
You see the sign right there?
This thing?
Yeah, put it in front of there.
Okay.
Let's see that.
B-boys,
Yeah.
man.
Popping.
Yeah.
Rocking the Filas. Do you know how happy
So
that is?
fresh.
I
I'm a
so
B-boy.
clean.
didn't even notice that you were wearing Filas before
And
I
my
brought that
B-boy
up.
stance, huh?
That's some b-boy shoes. You ever did that? Were you into like breakdancing and stuff when you
Yeah,
were a
man.
kid?
Yeah, hell yeah. I was into breakdancing, man.
How good was it? You was
I was
terrible. at it.
mediocre, man.
You didn't carry the cardboard around with you.
I did.
Oh, for real? So you were all right then.
Yeah, I seen. I was the little brother, man. I was the little brother watching all of that shit.
Bro,
like,
you carried around the cardboard and would
well,
do the head spins
I'm
and
mimicking
shit.
my big brothers and cousins. You know what I'm saying? And watching the cats on the street, and like, yeah, that's what you do. You know. And that was hip hop. That was when it was fresh, man. You know, it was new. It was
Dude,
infectious.
that's so cool. I
love it.
I wish
I love it,
that
man.
I was around for that time because I would have been one of them dudes. I would have been like the Beastie Boys. You know what I mean? I would have had
You
the
very
style
beastie.
and shit. I'm a Beastie Boy.
You definitely a beastie boy, man.
I would have B-boyed it all
Listen,
the way through.
did I tell you the story with MGK? Did I tell you that?
No, but I do want to get into one thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jared,
Yes, sir.
when I had met him, he was telling me about how he was working on Your Lifestyle Premiere. That is the business he
For
runs.
sure.
You can hire him for like he will come and do your events, your parties. He will film anywhere that you want him to film. Just contact him at
Your Lifestyle Premiere. What's my Instagram? Your_lifestyle_premiere.
You can find him. Make sure you contact him. The dude is very down to earth. He is very fun to be around, and he loves to film
Thank you.
at events and things. And I love his work. He's doing everything himself, and he's got a party bus now that he is like a mobile photography studio.
Yep.
But not only that, when I first met him, he showed me a video that he has where he interviewed a pimp.
Frenchie.
Frenchie,
All
the
right.
pimp, dude.
Yeah, Mr.
It's
Frenchie.
such a great series of videos that you have.
It's a
gotta
whole
go find it.
series.
It's a couple of them.
He's got a couple of them,
Yeah.
and you can find them on your Instagram and your YouTube, right?
Yeah.
If you go to his Instagram, Your Lifestyle Premiere, you will be able to find just a collage of these videos and all of this work that he's done. He has some with MGK. Tell me about that, because I was just watching that stuff the other day.
Did you see the actual video?
I did watch the video where you pulled out the chair from the mobile studio, and you had MGK like under the train underpass.
I'm saying in his video.
No, I haven't seen it. You didn't send me a link to that.
Oh man, I gotta pull that up. That's
Hold
my phone
on.
going.
Do you know what the name of it is? I can just pull it up right now.
Damn, what's the name of that song, man?
You're in it, but you don't know what it's called.
Yeah, man.
He's working
I
with so
just-
many people.
I know he's so busy.
Yeah,
That
I am busy,
nice life.
man. You know, everybody is, people is people to me.
I hear that.
You was just networking before you came here.
Yeah, I was out there, man. One of his latest videos shot in Cleveland. He shot it in Cleveland.
I'm about to look
it's
it
one
up.
of his most recent videos.
Let's look it up.
MGK, like I know it if I see it.
Killer Cam
That might be
freestyle
it.
pressure. That's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that might be it right there.
Let's see. I know the shot you're talking about because I've seen it on your social media.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I get 2 shots up in here.
Oh, nice.
It's coming up.
Little cameos.
Yeah, right. That's in the area we was at. It's coming up.
He's on a Rolls Royce.
You might have passed it.
What's that weird fucking hat he's wearing though? Like I can't like
He's such a.
I can't get down with MGK because he's just so fucking weird.
He does what he wants.
He got a cult following.
No, I know,
kinda
but-
find
Oh,
out.
that's your chair
There you
right
go,
there.
There it is.
That's
There
your
you go.
chair.
Yeah.
So that's your shot right there.
That's my shot, bro.
No
Nice.
way.
Yeah.
Look at you go, man.
Yeah, man.
Your lifestyle premiere.
Your lifestyle premiere up in here.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that you were in that was from the music video shoot.
Yeah. I pulled up on him.
Yeah.
Sorry to everybody watching. We are not able to play music that is copywritten, but I can say that this is Machine Gun Kelly Pressure. The official music video has shots from Your Lifestyle Premiere.
Absolutely.
And you guys did this. Where'd you guys do this in Cleveland?
This was down there in the flats. Now I want to do a correction. They not my shots. That's my chair. As a prop, they happen to use. That I rent out. But I did get me some shots.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So
I did see you taking pictures of them doing that in the street.
Yeah.
Because you guys pulled that chair out in the middle of the street for this.
Yeah. And that's another feature I can do with your lifestyle premiere. You know, anybody, or for all the listeners, all the viewers, you know, y'all want one of them MG Machine Gun Kelly shots, you know, in the middles or somewhere downtown, let me know. Contact me and we can make some arrangements.
I can tell you that us here at No Outlet Live, we're going to be working very soon on a lot of different projects. I want to start up sketch comedy. Me and you have briefly spoken about that, and I'm gearing up to do a lot of different kind of video projects that I want to get started while continuing all of my different endeavors.
Okay, you know I'm with it.
Yeah, I definitely know you're with it. You're on the team.
Yeah, man. That's been a vision of mine, man. A lot of my old visions coming to reality, man. It's just funny how that works.
It's fun to watch people have that happen to them because you can meet creatives that are lazy about it and don't continue to work. And that's one thing that has always attracted me to you is that you're consistently working. You're trying to perfect your craft.
Yeah, appreciate that, brother. You know,
there's nothing better than seeing somebody that's in the same universe doing several things. So, do you?
You as well, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving the setup in here.
Yeah, you know, we're gonna keep it going and we're gonna keep upgrading.
Facts.
Things are coming.
Facts.
We got things in the works. So, do you follow the science, or do you follow new things happening in the world?
You know what? I'm bad at that, man. I've been telling myself to get caught up because, you know, I tell myself, I told myself a while ago, I'm going to disconnect, man, from the Matrix for a while and just live and sip life, man. You know,
you want to see the real Matrix?
Do I want to see it?
Wake up.
What the hell is that? What the hell just happened? What the hell? I'm about to have to fight the dudes, man.
You just got Matrix.
Do you want to take this red pill or the blue one?
Is the suit dudes about to come in here that you can't beat up? They got work.
So I've been going through science, news stories about science, and I came across this thing. Let me share my screen.
I'm a science fan now, though.
All right. Well,
who isn't?
Let me see
Trust
how you
the
feel
science,
about this.
right?
You know.
If you were making a film about bees taking over the world, this
Yeah,
might
I'm
be
here for
how
this.
the opening scene would look. But honeybees like these could soon be helping to make the world a safer place. Scientists at Sentinel in Harpenden near Luton want to use bees' highly developed sense of smell to sniff for explosives.
We first expose them to, say, TNT smell. At that moment, you touch the antenna of honeybee.
Let me pause this real quick. For everybody listening, yes, a child was just abducted in Cleveland, in the Cleveland area, and everybody's phone just went berserk because there was a child abducted.
Let me see if
And not one of us have any information on the car or anything because we didn't look. So sorry, guys. We'll keep you updated.
it wasn't me.
But not really.
Shit, and the notification's gone. I should have actually read it off.
Right, it's too late now.
It's too late now.
But are these bees making USB drives, or what are they doing here?
So what they're doing is this lab, or several labs like this one, they have learned how to teach bees. They grab them and they stick them into these microchips, and they're alive and full. They don't they don't tear their bodies apart at all, but they get them cold to where they don't move, and they stick them into these microchip cartridges.
Okay.
And they teach them how to smell bombs and explosives. So
Off of microchips, and then they'll know that we like bomb sniffing bees.
we have bomb sniffing bees that are a part of you know how you remember back in the days when you would use a Nintendo and you would just stick the cartridge into the game. Well, they have a machine where they stick this cartridge full of alive bees into it, and they will detect whether something is an explosive or not, and whether it has the materials.
That shit's nuts. I don't even know what you're saying
So
right
what do
now.
it do? Do it land?
It's
So
in
do
a
these-
cartridge. So
Then, as a reflex, they stick out their tongue because they think,
They
I don't
stick
need
their
sugar
tongue
water.
out and they
When
test
the
things.
bees
That's how they find
detect
pollen.
Also, they lick
the
it.
presence of explosive, they stick out their tongue. And that response of tongue sticking out will then be translated into a signal that our LCD display will display.
They're
Dude, who
still
the
carrying
fuck
out
figured that
tests
out?
to demonstrate its effectiveness. But Mr. Hu has been in talks with companies that handle the security of freight at Heathrow Airport.
Just like dogs are trained by policemen to detect explosives
some
in the
bullshit.
airports.
Bro, this is
That's some bullshit.
Is it real?
this
Man,
is
that's some
very real.
bullshit.
This is very real. A lot of labs do this.
If a bee licks a bomb, it's gonna know there's a bomb.
They train it. They confuse them with sugar water because bees love sugars.
Man, who really making that many bombs? They got to make that be.
Well,
Every-
who's
How much
walking?
that shit cost?
Who's walking up close enough with that little machine to lick a bomb? Like have bees lick a bomb? You know what I'm saying?
Bomb squads.
All
They
right,
put a
I
guy
guess.
in like a giant suit, like the kind of suits you'd see
Yeah.
people get attacked by dogs in or whatever. They're wearing something that looks like that, but it's more like it's all Kevlar and stuff. And they walk up with this machine that has a cartridge of live bees, and the bees will detect whether this was made with an explosive substance.
That's wild.
And
Yeah,
these
dude.
bees are enslaved, and they're part of a matrix, a real matrix. They truly become machines.
Man, what else them bees gonna be doing?
You could train them for
Everything.
almost everything
Yeah,
then.
exactly.
Dude, they're
They
gonna be
will-
house pets soon.
Dude, and bees are everywhere. So imagine like this is a popular thing in the science community is Bill Gates is he has engineered mosquitoes. And he's done a lot of seminars and TED Talks about how he has these biologically engineered mosquitoes that find the female mosquitoes that carry malaria, and they have they crossbreed after he lets them out into the wild. They crossbreed with the malaria infected mosquitoes, and then they breed the malaria out of the mosquitoes. But people are scared that there's like these engineered mosquitoes that he let out. He did let them out in Florida about a year ago, and people are
So
freaking
now,
out.
like they're
They must-
really out there.
They have been out for a long time.
So are
And
these
they-
all male mosquitoes that they letting out?
They're letting out a bunch of males that are finding the females with malaria,
So they like, where these hoes at? And
Yup.
they got the MC Hammer disc.
and they're trying
Yeah.
to breed it out of the mosquito population. But people are freaking out because people are getting these crazy infections from mosquitoes in Florida when he released them. Let me try to find.
But why are these mosquitoes different than just they breed them to not have malaria and then they let them out and then
They have like a vaccine in them because Bill Gates is huge
Fucking
about vaccines.
Yeah, fucking vaccines, man. Don't trust it.
Nah, man. Like how long people been surviving on a planet with malaria existing?
I don't know. Have you ever
Forever.
known anybody who had malaria?
Supposedly over there in the motherland.
Oh yeah, over there, but we're not over there.
Yeah, so you know, where he releasing these things at?
Yeah, where did
Everywhere.
For the age of 5. So that's a
You said he
factor
released them
to
in Florida?
reduction
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Is
death
malaria
rate.
in Florida?
It's a phenomenal thing.
obviously
Each one of those
they have
lives
them. They're trying to get rid of
matters
them
a
in
lot.
No,
Florida.
but that Florida
key
would be the
reason we were able
closest
to
to
do it,
Africa and the
was,
southern.
not only rising
Is it in the
incomes,
southern
but
region?
also
It's so
Gotcha.
south that it's close enough to where
vaccines
mosquitoes can migrate
used
over the
more
ocean,
widely. For
and
example,
malaria
measles
could come to
was 4
America.
million of the deaths back as recently as 1990, and now is under 400,000. So we really can make changes. The next breakthrough is to cut that 10 million in half again. And I think that's doable in well under 20 years. Why?
Saying 10 million of
Well, there's
people
only
die
few
a year
diseases
of
that
mosquitoes
account for
giving
the
them
vast
malaria.
majority of those
Right.
deaths. Diarrhea, pneumonia, and malaria. And so that
and
brings
they're
us to
saying
the
they're just
first
trying to make
problem,
sure it doesn't come
that
across the
I'll
ocean.
raise
So they're
this
only
morning,
doing it
which
right
is,
there in
how do
Florida,
we
like it
stop
just has a
disease,
defense
deadly
mechanism
disease
almost.
that's
I
spread
forget
by
what the news
mosquitoes?
story was. I think they accidentally
Well, what's the
got
history
out
of
of a
this
lab, and it
disease?
was like
It's
this
been a
big
severe
thing,
disease for
conspiracies,
thousands of
blah blah
years.
blah.
In
But
fact,
how
if
do
you
they
look
get
at
out of a
genetic
lab?
code, it's the
The
only
same
disease
way
where you can
all
see the
things get out of the
people
lab.
who
You
like-
let it
in
out.
Africa actually
Right.
Yeah.
evolved several things to avoid.
Like this was
Like, my
totally
thing,
an
who's
accident.
making this stuff though? Who's
Bill
making these
Gates.
That's actually
bombs?
peaked at a bit over
People like Bill
5 million
Gates.
in the 1930s.
Yeah.
It was making these counter bomb
It was
bees
absolutely
and-
gigantic.
Dude,
And
counter explosive bees is the craziest thing, isn't it?
Counter
And it-
bomb.
Counter bomb bees.
I like that.
That sounds like a
But
girl-
look
girl
at
rap
this
group or
video.
something.
This
I was
is the
gonna say,
machine. This is
What'd
the
you say?
machine. This is a machine that uses bees, alive bees.
Come on, man.
Isn't that wild?
And the bees just lick, and they're like, "Yeah, this is not a bomb, I guess." Like,
Then they got some GMO mosquitoes with they raise them from larvae listening to Pumps in the Bump.
The pumps and the bump for sure.
They looking for the females mosquitoes with malaria.
My neighbors decided to turn up right in time for the show.
oh,
They rocking out.
giving us a little background. What if that music goes out over the live, and they're like, "No, trademark."
Man, and I get flagged over
That'd be
by
terrible.
jerk.
Like, we heard the bass.
That definitely is
They
Ed
that sensitive
Sheeran.
though.
Yeah,
man. I see a lot of mine get tagged.
Disease was all over the world. Terrible. The mosquito evolves. So every tool that we've ever had in the past has eventually become ineffective. And so you end up with two choices. If you go into a country with the right tools in the right way and you do it vigorously, you can actually get a local eradication. And that's where we saw the malaria map shrinking. Or if you go in kind of half-heartedly, for a period of time you'll reduce the disease burden, but eventually those tools will become ineffective and the death rate will soar back up again. And the world has gone through this, where it paid attention and then didn't pay attention. Now we're on the upswing. BedNet funding is up. There's new drug discovery going on. Our foundation has backed a vaccine that's going into phase 3 trial that starts in a couple months. And that should save over 2/3 of the lives if it's effective. And so we're going to have these new tools. But that alone doesn't give us the roadmap. Because the roadmap to get rid of this disease involves many things. It involves communicators to keep the funding high, to keep the visibility high, to tell the success stories. It involves social scientists, so we know how to get not just 70% of people to use the...
Now, what I'm about to do real quick is show you something that is so twisted about this guy. I'm
Just one thing.
Yeah, I battle a lot of conspiracies about Bill Gates. People say he's the evilest person on the planet. But what he does in this speech is especially weird. Now, when we get to the end, he describes these genetically engineered mosquitoes that he's trying to eliminate malaria with, which, you know, there's a lot of conspiracy about what he's done with polio. A lot of people, even one of the people that are running for president today, believes that he's actually creating vaccines that he gives to people that actually gives them polio instead of eliminating it.
Yeah.
So a lot of what he does is sketchy already.
Yeah.
On this
I see
stage,
him as a dope dealer.
he is a dope dealer. And it's stuff that is like very toxic to you in a molecular scale.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. It's what nightmares are made of.
Yeah.
But he shows up here
But
in this
why?
speech.
Why do you think they do this? Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Because he looks like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. He's a terrible person.
Well, they do it because they believe in population control and like culling the herd
Yes.
and all that crap.
Yes.
Like, that's what they're trying to do. And they're like, we're helping you while they're killing you with their
Right.
medicines. And like,
Yeah.
you're just falling for the trap. Just go out, like, work out, eat good food, and leave that bullshit alone, and your life will be much better.
Facts.
Now, in this, they might have cut it out. At some point, he has this jar up here. Let me find the scene right here. This back here is full of his genetically engineered mosquitoes. At some point during this speech, he picks up that jar and explains to them, "This is my mosquitoes," and he lets them out into this crowd of people.
Did he warn them first or anything?
Kind of, but not really. Like
He's
if you,
like, they're
if you
good
paid,
mosquitoes.
if you pay $600 to see him like Matt Rife,
Yeah.
You're not gonna get up because he lets out his new fucking Apple software.
I don't know if Matt Rife opened up a can of mosquitoes. It was like, ha ha ha!
I got you now.
$300 bucks. I go up and whoop his ass.
That is like that's
saying
like
that things are
man,
being recorded on an
classic
ongoing basis.
Cartoon villain shit.
Yeah.
Superhero villain shit.
Yeah.
Austin Powers
Yeah.
With the cat and the
Yeah,
pinky.
like-
While he stands there and tells you
$1
his evil
billion.
plan.
And then the crowd runs in pandemonium. You know what I'm saying? And,
These
and
mosquitoes will bite the shit out of you for the next 20 minutes unless you give me $1
lock the
billion.
doors. The doors lock. The doors lock up and shit. Like,
They sticking chairs under the door handles and shit.
They're like, it's too much for us to take. Give him what he wants.
hey, they in the hallway, in a quiet hallway, listening to people bang on the door, like, help us! Like,
It's biting me through my turtleneck. Ah! Motherfuckers dying left and right from mosquito bites and shit.
yeah,
No, they
man,
wouldn't
that's-
die. It would just be itchy and irritating.
For all my RMG
That shit,
people, Mary Elizabeth's getting rushed out of there.
They say that shit's supposed to be
mosquito bites.
changing the DNA, man. They trying to eliminate
Well, that's what,
seeds, man. I think they trying to get rid of seeds, man.
That's
You know
a-
how seedless watermelons and seedless everything?
yes.
They trying to make everybody a transgender. Everybody gonna be
Now-
seedless, and you gonna have to scrape your skin.
I think
make
I could.
babies.
I think
Maybe. That's a cool concept.
I could.
Clones, like they doing chicken like that now.
Dude, they're cloning everything.
got chicken
You're
like-
walking amongst a million clones and you don't even know it.
Probably so.
So I am.
You a clone?
No.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Goddamn. Like the
So,
dude. Go ahead.
I'm a huge connoisseur of sour fruit. I love sour fruit, lemon, lime, stuff like that, oranges, and I research things that I like, and lemons are actually created by people.
Ooh, I ain't know that.
He knows
They-
the whole
What you
history
mean?
of lemons.
Tell me more, because I've been using lemons as my deodorant lately.
The original fruit was called a citron, and it's from like places like Africa, the Middle East, like the tropical areas of the Middle East or whatnot. And we turned it into a smaller fruit and changed the genetic property of it and how it tastes.
So it's a GMO.
It's
Yeah.
a GMO product, I would guess,
Technically,
because it
I'd
was
feel like.
engineered.
Yeah.
So like things like that in your everyday life, you wouldn't expect to be genetically engineered. Like tomatoes are not what they were in the biblical paintings around
I
the
agree with
world's
that.
art museums. Fruit, vegetables, everything is transformed. Even like dogs, living organisms, we have transformed them over all of the years that we've been around on this planet.
Evolution?
No, humans are
Modifying
are
these things.
aliens. We modify everything that we come in contact with. And what we see is like normal, like carrots ain't even normal anymore. Not the original state of what anything is.
What you mean you say you aliens? Rewind that.
I think that's what the aliens have done. I believe the aliens came here and genetically engineered chimpanzees and made a breed of them that is us.
You familiar with my homie?
I am familiar with your homie.
Me too.
Rudolph the tall white alien.
Rudolph the tall white alien. No, I'm not hip to this. Who is
Yeah,
this?
You might be interested in that guy.
Rudolph the tall white alien.
Yeah, that sounds like a song. I thought you were about to the song.
Topping the charts.
Yo, he got a lot of information on YouTube.
I might have to look this guy up.
Yeah, he talk a lot about the extraterrestrials and.
Do you believe in the extraterrestrial phenomenon?
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Why are they just coming now, though?
I don't think. Oh, what's going on now?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think some of that. I don't think is them.
Well, let me show you this.
But it could be. I don't think they ever went anywhere. I think they are. I think they've been.
These are
mentally talked
retrieving
about.
non-human origin technical vehicles. Call it spacecraft if you will. Non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
How many?
Quite a number.
You're kidding.
No. When you recover something that's either landed or crashed, sometimes you encounter dead pilots. And believe it or not, as fantastical as that sounds, it's true.
So this whistleblower by the name of David Brush. Hold on. let me
wait,
go
by dead pilots he means aliens?
Yes, he says that we recover their bodies. He Air Force veteran David what is his name? He's an Air Force pilot that is a whistleblower. Shit.
Is he alive?
That's what I'm saying.
He
I
is
feel
alive.
like this would never make it out. You know what I'm saying? If
This
they
is
didn't want
recent.
that information to get out. Well, I know it's recent, but what I'm saying is like, you don't think they put that out there and they're like, haha, people will believe this and
David
will mislead
Grush
people and stuff.
is his name. David Grush. He came out. He's been getting covered on every platform, and he's saying the same things that this guy, Jeremy Corbell, he's been interviewing people that have claimed to have secrets about
Similar, yeah.
alien stuff. His whole life is dedicated to aliens and are they here? And he's talked to all of them, and lately it's been Air Force pilots. All of them are coming out and saying these things have been here forever.
Yeah.
Right. And they only
They
go
said
to
it's what
army
Star Wars
bases.
was about. The movie Star Wars.
Well, you want to know something crazy?
Because it's different species, they say. You got the tall whites, you got the grays, you got the reptilians.
I seen a UFO with two different people when I was a
Prodigy
child.
talked about the UFO. You familiar with Prodigy from Mobb Deep?
No.
Oh, man. He in his biography, his autobiography, he got a crazy story. about-
Prodigy from Mobb Deep seen UFOs in New
Yes.
York.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
They're everywhere, dude.
He
It's
got a funny
Men
story.
in Black shit.
Yeah, he said that him and his wife seen the alien ship come down to his window, and they both woke up out of bed like, yo, like what the hell is going on? I might be messing the story up a little bit, but from what I remember, he was like, she was like, go check on the kids. And he was like, I ain't going to check on the kids. Like, I about fell out
Damn,
reading
that's
that book.
fucked up.
He was like he was that scared. And this Prodigy shoot him up, Mobb Deep gangster. He like,
Right.
man, I'm not going to check on my kids.
Like,
I don't know what
hopefully
that
them
is.
kids have as much
They-
heart as me.
Yeah, hopefully they still sleep. You know what I'm saying?
So when I was a kid, I think I was around like 7 or 8 years old. Me and two other people saw a UFO. And you remember when houses used to have a broadcasting antenna on the side of your house?
Yeah.
It would like go way up above your
Yeah,
house.
Yeah.
This thing looked like it was so close it could have touched it. I seen one with two other people.
What was it? What was it, like a shape?
I
some
couldn't
light?
really tell because it was so close. It covered all of my vision of the sky was covered by this thing, and it was just kind of there.
It was that
just
big?
like, dude, it appeared and it was there, and then I was a little kid, and one of the people that saw it with us was my neighbor's aunt, which she was around like in her upper teens, maybe like 17, but between 17 and 20. She was, I don't know her exact age like that, but she pulled us inside because she was terrified of what the fuck is that.
So she saw it too.
And nobody ever made the claim in that whole neighborhood. The thing looked like it could have been a football field.
That big.
It could have been that big. I don't know though, because I could just see like above the trees in the backyard, and it was there.
It was that close.
No other neighbors said anything though. That's why I find it like weird that it's always just one person. They're like, this thing totally happened, and there's like,
But it was
people
three
right
people.
there. There's
It was
300
three
people.
people.
If something happened right
But
here,
three of
like-
us. It wasn't just me. It was
Right.
It was my first friend Sierra Medina.
Well, yeah, and I get
her
that.
aunt.
Can you call them now?
I can.
But 3 people sharing the same experience at the same
Can you make
time.
that call just to confirm that? Not doubting you, but I think it'd be a dope follow up.
Hold on, I'm about to.
This a confirm. I just called him out. He on it. Jay, he on it.
You know he is.
He like, yeah, he calling right now.
3 people having the same experience in the same moment
Yep.
together is a lot different than when
Exactly.
your neighbor starts seeing it too and everybody else. I think y'all are just fucking crazy.
No, dude.
I'm
No,
fucking with you.
dude. Wait, I just sent the message.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get that call.
Okay.
I think Sierra will call and she will confirm it, dude. It's crazy. She just saw the
I
message,
mean, she
so we're
is
gonna
the
see.
source closest to the event that occurred.
Right.
We at least get some
Hey,
evidence.
I listen to, hey, man, I can hear truth, man, and you know.
There's probably truth in everything, depending on how you spin it.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's the best
spinning
lie.
nothing.
The best lie.
I'm not a liar. I promise you guys, I'm not.
They say the best lie hides between two truths.
She said
True.
she said it's tempting. Why? I said UFO.
UFO. Well, now you call them UAPs or whatever, right? 'Cause you can't call them UFOs.
Oh, did they change? Did they get offended?
Yeah. They had to change.
The aliens, they got offended?
The aliens
They
got
had to change
offended.
their motherfucking pronouns and shit.
Right.
We're not UFOs anymore.
We never were, you fucking assholes.
No, the whole UFO thing, though, is crazy because there's all this news that's consistently coming out by the government, which makes me think that why are they saying this now? Are they actually covering up something that is like a real bomb of information that they're trying to hide us from?
Well-
So they throw out this little grape for us to munch on while they're doing something really, really evil.
What would you think they'd be doing? Because I agree with you, but what's the plan? Why?
World domination.
Always, right? Fucking Pinky and the Brain are sitting
Right,
somewhere
yeah.
hatching this plan.
It's just like the cartoons, man.
Life is like the cartoons.
Yeah, these
yes.
people is the cartoons. They the real villains, man. They been showing us who these villains are since we was kids, man.
Just brainwashing us.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is all entertainment.
Yeah.
No, this is real.
It's real. They just gotta play it off like it's entertainment.
Right. It has been entertaining. I'm not
Like,
gonna
oh, you
lie.
watch too many cartoons. Like, nah, this is the real deal.
Dude, that's how I felt my whole life bringing up. Like every time I tell people I've seen one with two other people, they look at me like I'm having a schizophrenic break or something. It's not right.
I don't doubt it, man. It's life comes in many forms, and that's even on the planet, from plant life to amphibians to the mammals, and
I know you could have been fucking anything.
yeah, man. I mean, you ever see like
How much
some-
would that have sucked?
Like, look, I was doing some. Oh, here we go. Is that it?
Hello.
Sierra.
Oh, we got
Hello.
calls. I forgot you can get calls.
Hey, so
we get calls because we're live.
just a quick warm up and a recap. So this is I grew up right next door to her grandparents, and we were like, this was my first friend ever, and we used to always play. She would like go to her parents' house or whatever. So anytime that she would show up, we were like best friends. We were best buddies growing up, and at some time in the later 90s, me, her and her aunt witnessed this UFO that was right above the houses. Now, Sierra, now that I've given the pregame and everything to it, tell us your side of the story.
I just remember Shannon coming to get us from, I think, your house, and then we had the backyards that were connected, so we're walking through the back, and I remember getting up the stairs to the back porch, and then just all of us stopping unitedly and just looking up at this circular aircraft with one big light in the middle and a lot of little lights around it. We stood there what felt like forever, and like it was probably only seconds at the same time, or maybe it was forever. Who knows?
It definitely did feel like an
But-
eternity and also no time at all.
You
at
guys
all.
are still
it did.
standing
It
there
really did.
right now.
And then I remember Shannon just saying, "Oh my God, get in the house," and her just shoving us into the house. And from then on, I remember just everyone freaking out in the house, looking out the windows, and the rest of the night just being on edge.
Now check this out. Her uncle lived in this house with would be Sierra's grandparents. So I lived right
He
next door.
actually asked me about this the other night. He was over and he asked me if I remembered this.
I recall him telling us that we all had the same dream.
That's what I feel like.
How do three people have the same dream?
So how big was it? Shannon?
Sierra.
It was huge. And it was hard to tell, but it seemed like it was right above the house. That's why it was hard to tell.
Dude, it was like scraping. It was about to scrape the trees and the antennas from the house. It was so far down that I
It was so
vividly
close.
remember the bottom of how this thing looked. It was as if an airplane, like a 747 jet, was just floating above the houses.
Sean actually, when he asked me about that, asked me if I thought that any of us actually were abducted.
I don't remember being
Y'all
in
probably was
I don't
abducted.
either, but I don't remember either. But would we, with their technologies?
Y'all got a chip check. Chip check.
Chip check.
Chip check.
No, but like ever since this has happened, I've really I've thought about this my whole life, and sometimes I wonder
get ET on your podcast, just phone home, man. Man, your podcast will blow up, man. You got connects, man. You got the ill connect.
Boy, I'm connected interstellarly, motherfucker. Y'all thought y'all was international. I'm interstellar, baby.
Hey, you was looking up under a big ass Cadillac. That was just a big Cadillac spaceship.
Yeah, it was a crazy thing, but thank you, Sarah, for calling in.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I know
absolutely.
I
Thanks for that
interrupted your
confirmation.
nap time and stuff, but I had to have this confirmed
you are
because
serious timing.
I really hope everything's well with you, and we will catch up a little bit later.
Absolutely, sounds good. You have a good one.
Yes, you too.
Yo.
So that's
an ill story, man.
It's a crazy thing that I seen it with her, and her aunt was fairly an adult, which, dude, at one point I thought I was like maybe remembering a dream as reality. So I had to reach out to her and I was like, do you remember this? And now her uncle is doing the same thing to her. This has been a consistent thing that people are we keep on remembering this weird paranormal thing that happened.
How long ago did that happen?
It was, I would have to say, somewhere around 1997.
But that's
to
what
guess.
I'm saying, and all you guys still remember that so vividly that they're like, the story is this is how it went down. Like, that's nuts that you have that story.
That's
so
wild.
maybe you saw something.
I
don't doubt
or maybe the ant just had like a spaceship pinata like up in the tree waving it around like
Yeah.
everybody run, like you don't know.
I was so uncoordinated, I would have never hit that pinata.
Right, but in '97, would you have known the difference between a pinata or a spaceship?
Dude, it was just so weird because
did they pull a quarter out of your ear after that?
Yeah, right.
Like, look what I found, 50 cents in your ear.
It was just a children's birthday party. They were entertaining. They're like, dude, we saw real aliens. To this day, they think they saw that.
They pulled the Sega Genesis software right out of my asshole.
Hey, parents still high fiving. Like, yeah, we got them.
No, but what's really crazy is that we just had Sierra call in, the girl that I grew up with, and seen this, and she explained that she saw one big light in the center, and then it was outlined in lights.
Is that how you saw it?
I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I remember seeing an exact, like it was engraved, like there was like a little dot, and then it would have like a channel engraved that would go to a square panel, and they were everywhere, and they all showed different colors, and they kept on like you see how my desk is changing colors like this.
Yeah.
All of these panels were doing that. They were just kind of fluctuating color.
So maybe it was so big that y'all seen different. Y'all was looking at different parts.
Yeah,
of it.
her angle of standing and where she when we went out there, we were at her grandma's back deck. I remember being upstairs off of their balcony in the backyard. But when we both looked up, we were just like, you're in shock, because when you see something that isn't real in front of you, it shouldn't be real. It stuns you. You're like stuck. It's almost like people that get their arm chopped off. They're in shock and they don't even feel it for a second.
I can
So
imagine.
it had me in like a state of shock. So maybe she was looking in a different direction than I
Yeah.
was. I was just looking straight up.
It just froze. I'm sure everybody froze up too. Like,
terrifying.
Yeah, that's ill. So yeah, they supposedly have been here.
And I met them.
I'm like, yeah, you know what's up with them. You got a plug. You got the crazy plug.
Boy, I got that wild plug, bro.
I'm pretty sure humans figured out how to go to space a long time ago, and they left us And then they came back to tell us how to build pyramids and shit like that, like, and left us with just basic technology. They were like, "See y'all, you guys suck." That's who aliens are.
I wouldn't doubt that. But with that being said, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. This is No Outlet Live. Make sure that you could call. You just heard us take a call. You could call us at 216-647-0064. We're on Facebook Live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find the show on YouTube and Spotify to watch the video. Everywhere else, you could just go into your Google search bar and you can type in No Outlet Live in one word, and we will be right back.
The show will be right back. No, seriously. Not like the time your dad left for cigarettes.
I'm that kid whose father went out for a pack of cigarettes, and he never came back.
No Outlet Live.
What's up? Jay Remy here, host of No Outlet Live. Are you considering or curious about how you could start your own podcast? Join Anchor. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast for free. Monetize your podcast, one-click distribution, record from anywhere on the app, and they have unlimited free hosting. Download Anchor on the App Store or Google Play. Anchor, podcasting made easy.
Guardian Roadside Solutions is ready to help with your roadside emergencies serving the greater Cleveland area. They have the knowledge and experience to get you back on the move quickly with staff available 24/7 to help with flat tires, tire damage, changes, fuel delivery, vehicle lockouts, dead battery, or new battery installs. If you find yourself or someone you know in this situation, call a Guardian at 440-833-6000.
We've been drinking like we're dying, driving like we stole the damn thing. We're all deranged and damaged, but goddamn it, I love it. Goddamn it, I love it, and we deserve to be loved a hell of a lot more than we've been here. Yet most days I can't even look at myself in the mirror. Yeah, I feel so small in this city. Yeah, I feel so ugly in this world. Please accept us how we are. Just accept us how we are. Do you see what's wrong with everything in this place? Or is it just me? Strip my skin from its skeleton, break apart every bare bone. Use my hair as your kindling, and make my insides your home. You're never alone. Take from within what you will. Suck the blood straight from my feet. Discard every shred of evidence. I see a world with less people like me.
Hey, I'm Jay Remy, host of No Outlet Live. If you're in a podcast that explore any and everything, check us out. We stream anywhere you listen or watch podcasts, or just type No Outlet Live, one word, in your Google search bar to find the show. Live Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook. No Outlet Live, your road to boredom ends here. Do you like Tessa? Do you think this will be a date that can last?
Well, she's not very articulate.
Are you looking for a place to have custom t-shirts made for your business? Well, we have the place for you. Flathouse Press works with 100% eco-friendly material for all of you conscious folks. They can also put out orders in a fraction of the time large-scale competitors can. They are a fun, locally grown Cleveland original company. Go to flathousepress.com and check out the variety of party toys, headbands, and clothing in their catalog.
What's up?
It ain't delivery. It's the best podcast live on Saturdays.
Ooh, man. Oh, I look like I got a little bit of technical difficulty.
I thought we were going right back into the aliens. That's why you're having technical difficulty. And thought
It
you were
is,
gonna start
man.
talking again.
If I go out there and see that big alien ship,
you know they were listening.
Yeah.
You know what?
I
think-
hope they're listening.
I think all of our cameras got froze for a second. Give me.
Damn.
All right.
We were only live for a minute. Sorry.
No,
folks.
we are live, but the cameras all froze. So
First
hold
live
on.
show, first caller. Well, not first caller because we had Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny
couple
the
weeks
dog
ago.
trainer.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Back to me. And camera should be all good. Now, welcome back to No Outlet Live. We had a little bit of an issue right there, but we are still live. I can see the feed still working correctly. We got my man, Be Nice from Your Lifestyle Premiere. My man. So we were just talking about like UFOs and all that stuff. And I wanted to continue that the discussion we were just having because Jared made a valid point. He wants to hear some real conversation. And I think that most religions, they go back to almost having the same story that some sort of God came from somewhere in an interstellar.
The heavens.
They come from the heavens,
Yeah.
which means the sky.
Yeah.
And they came down here and you know what the common one they say is always, they taught us speech, art, and how to build and measure stuff, or math, and then also math.
Yeah.
And them things came together, and that's all we do anymore. I mean, that is the one
and it
thing
hasn't changed.
that's the only universal language that we have left.
Wait, what's the universal language?
Math.
Oh, math, of course.
You'll
yeah.
have math, language, because we have a bunch of different dialects and languages for all humans.
True.
And then we all can read math the same. 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3, all over the planet. That's the one universal language.
Right.
And then like art. Art is it's universal.
What do you mean?
Every
culture,
every
expresses
culture,
art.
every tribe, every
yes,
person,
they all have their own
you
brand,
can
but
recognize
still,
it.
Yes.
And they all create it.
Okay.
So the
That's deep.
story is that the gods, they've come down and they taught us these things, and now we still live off of that same stuff. The one that gets me though is gold. Gold is the weird part of all of this.
Why?
You can throw gold in there too, right?
Well,
You could throw hip hop in there too.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
The gods did reach down and hand us
hip hop.
They did. They
'Cause
reached
hip-
down
'cause
from
listen,
the sky.
is
and
hip-hop
gave
not
Jam
everywhere?
Master Jay a golden
Listen,
mixtape.
A turntable.
Is hip hop
Yeah.
not everywhere though? Hip hop is everywhere.
No, I agree with you.
Across the
It's an
globe.
art form, and it is something that has become a global thing. And it was.
Oh yeah.
That is a.
God's hand came
the way
through the
to
window and
explain
scratched
hip-hop-
the record.
What?
The
Said
gods.
God's hand came through the window and scratched the first record.
That's right.
And hip hop was born.
That's right. It's the gods.
And you can all see that on what is that Hulu show? Shit!
Shout out to the God Squad.
You said
You're
it
the
earlier.
one. You're the one. Nope. You're
Great
the one
God
that
in the
got me
building.
hip to the show.
I did. What's it about?
It was about the kids that
Midwest
started at the
Mac.
beginning of hip hop.
Oh, dude, that was Netflix. I remember we watched
Oh,
that
Netflix.
like summer. I can't
Dude,
even
it
remember
was
what
such
that
a
was.
good show.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, besides all that, so gold. Gold is the thing that really confuses me about all of it because I've actually looked into what gold is. And gold is not naturally formed here. That comes from exploding stars. Stars blow up in the outer space, anywhere in space, and it will shoot gold because you need a nuclear fission to create it. So when it's created through stars imploding on themselves, it sprinkles the universe in gold. And we have a limited supply here. But why are we actually looking for it when you can liquefy it and it's conductive? I wonder if that these spacecrafts that we were just covering in the last part of the show about how UFOs are becoming this widespread it's becoming believable by the day. The government's coming out and saying it. Everybody's confused about all of this stuff that's going on regarding the UFO phenomenon. But gold, I think, is what powers these things. You can't have anti-gravity and travel the universe without powering it by liquid gold. I think that's why we cherish it and love it. And we don't understand that's why. Because we were made to farm it. We're a livestock.
True. I don't doubt that. They say we made of stardust as well. The human body is made of
stardust. From ashes to ashes,
Really?
to dust from
I
dust.
know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, we made of stardust. The carbon.
Yeah, but we have an element of a lot of the universes within ourselves. This is the theory of fractals. So I was taught this by a Russian guy, actually. I worked with this.
What's the fractals?
Fractals is when you... Have you ever seen a picture that when you zoom into it, there's more picture? And then you zoom into that,
like that
and
the
there's
other day.
more picture.
Yeah, okay.
These are fractals that life is existing within life.
Yeah.
So maybe our bodies ourselves is an entire universe, and this repeats.
Yes, absolutely.
We are actually this planet and the universe that we live in.
I agree with
is
that.
a blood cell of some other creature.
Man, you talking about language.
It keeps going, and that's
And if you zoom in on, like you say, on a cell, you see movement. You know, just like
it all works on the same laws too, because everything rotates and everything is the same.
Everything is everything.
But it's our perception. Our perception of everything makes us
universal law.
I think it just nonstop it's an infinity of this. So like what's happening right now could be as some small fraction of life happening inside of me, and I could be repeating my own life for infinity.
You could be living inside yourself that's living inside yourself.
Tell me that ain't some stoned ass shit.
Well, listen, check this out. I got a theory on the Big Bang Theory.
You got to tell us this.
So my theory on the Big Bang Theory, just like you say, everything is everything, and maybe we are inside of something. That Big Bang Theory was like a ejaculation into the universal womb. You see what I'm saying?
Why you gotta go straight into ejac though?
I'm just saying.
Like we're actually all sperms running around, fighting
Stardust,
to get to the center of the earth, which we think is an egg. Like,
you know what I'm saying? It's no different than like the dandelions that you blow and then the seeds go floating everywhere.
Yeah.
That's an ejaculation. You know what I'm saying? That's seeds going out.
That's a valid point.
You see what I'm saying?
It is the spreading of seeds.
It's the spreading of seeds, and they float. The wind blows. It gets to through the ovaries and shit, blowing through life. In Mother Nature herself.
You know, fish don't fuck.
Elaborate, please.
Fish don't fuck. So with fish, most fish, the female,
they fertilize.
She lays her eggs that float on top of water, and it looks like just like a little cloudy, nasty shit in water.
Yeah.
But it's actually fish eggs, and the male
Caviar.
swims up and he blasts off into the eggs, and they never actually
He let
fuck.
the goons loose. I learned that from yesterday. He let the goons loose. They say that.
Yeah,
they let his
dude.
goons loose. His goon squad.
So there's like a lot of different things that are pretty much the world, just like the whole world is just busting nuts.
Yes,
Everything's
yes,
busting a nut.
Yes, and that's what
nonstop.
so that's what the Big Bang Theory was. It was a nut bust.
Are you familiar with the hydrogen particles accelerator?
Say that again. That sounds like that shit. That dude off Looney Tunes. The hydrogen particle. It's under Ray Tarr.
Dexter's Laboratory. Are you familiar with the particle accelerator?
That was my dude too.
Yeah, Dexter's
look like
yeah. I am like him. I got the spectators. So the particle accelerator is these machines that they have in Europe, and what they do is they shoot particles at each other in a machine that's like a mile long, but it's in a circle, and they shoot them, and when they collide, they call it the hydrogen collider. It has all kinds of names.
I think I
There's
saw a
new
movie
one.
about that.
There's a new one. It's a big, crazy thing. Stephen Hawking, you remember the guy that was in the wheelchair and he was the smartest dude in the world?
Yeah,
He spoke through a computer like this, and he was like typing shit.
Right.
Fucking, he's scared of these machines because he says we're doing studies that you shoot particles at each other at super high speeds, light speed. When they contact each other from the other ends, they create big bangs. And Stephen Hawking,
ultimate energy.
yes, it's the craziest thing to observe with cameras, and they're always upgrading them. They just made a new one that's even larger.
What are they for?
To study the Big Bang and see how the universe was created.
Oh, why don't they just leave the shit alone, man?
That's what Stephen Hawking said. He was like,
why you gotta know everything?
He said, "Leave that shit alone."
Yeah,
dog.
is that what he said?
He did say that. I think we could pull that clip.
Like, why you gotta find all that shit out, man? Like, somebody need to slap their hands, man. Like, you know.
He said that he was
back
scared
up.
of these machines because starting Big Bangs, they're microscopic, but they are Big Bangs. They are recreating it because it creates like universes almost inside of this machine, and they film it. He said that it could collapse all of everything as we know it. The entire
Like a giant black hole.
like, dude, yes. And that's the scary thing about where science has gone.
You know what scientists remind me of, man? Like a bad, just a bad person or something.
Dr. Evil.
Yeah, but they just wiggling around trying to see if they can just pull the right plug for all the lights to go out everywhere. And then what? After you didn't fuck everything up, is that what you want? Is that the goal? Just to fuck everything up? Like let's try to do this and
because scientists never trust the science. You know what I'm saying? That's why science is what it is. That's why I think that saying is like so weird. Because it's like if they didn't try different things, they would never know what else works. They're just always like, nope, trust the science. This is what science says today. Like 10 years from now, we're gonna be like, yeah, maybe we should have
left some shit alone, man.
Yeah.
So speaking of science, we're gonna get into some news. Scientists have created synthetic human embryos. Now we must consider the ethical and moral quandaries. This is via theconversation.com.
What are these things?
Human embryos.
Living inside another cell.
Embryos are eggs, human eggs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
They've made synthetic ones.
So they're going to be fake people.
Yes, they're creating the clones, if you will.
Right.
Let me check something real quick. Okay, we're still going. I got a little scaredy real quick a minute ago. I thought we wasn't live, but we definitely are.
Those could be the seedless people, the seedless men.
This development, widely described as a breakthrough that could help scientists learn more about human development and genetic disorders, was revealed this week in Boston at the annual meeting of the International Society for Stem Cell Research. Professor Magdalena Zernicka Goetz of University of Cambridge and the California Institute of Technology has not yet been published in a peer-reviewed journal, but she told in the meeting these human-like embryos have been made by reprogramming human embryonic stem cells. Oh, so this is a continuation of the stem cell research. You know, everything they say about these stem cells is that it rebuilds you from the inside out. Mm. You will be able to regenerate body parts in the far future using this science.
Well, people already do take stem cells and stuff, and like
it rebuilds them in a miraculous way, like superheroes.
Yeah, like they go to Mexico and have that.
They showed that in Lucy. You ever seen that movie Lucy? I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, that movie Lucy is a lot about this kind of shit. Except for Lucy is about street drugs that that can make your brain do amazing things.
But she started doing that. She started getting webbed fingers and
like all kinds of crazy side effects. I didn't see the movie, so like.
You have to see that. Scarlett Johansson, my baby. Ooh, I love you, Scarlett.
I don't know if I'm down with Scarlett Johansson.
I love her.
I couldn't even say her name right.
Scarlett Johansson is one of the finest lady actors ever.
Yeah,
her and Topanga.
Topanga, I'll give you. I think that's every 14-year-old's
Hold on.
wet dream.
Are we about to just bail out of news real quick? Do I got to remind you who the fuck Scarlett Johansson is?
You don't think I know who she is?
Look at this prime estate right here.
I don't know.
Wowzers.
She kind of looks like Joseph Levitt.
Everybody looks like Joseph Levitt
That's the
to you.
conspiracy.
Look at how beautiful this girl is. Oh my God.
Yeah, she ain't bad.
I love her so much.
I mean, the way you're talking her up, I think is extreme. Like if she
What?
approached me in public and was like, "Hey, what's up?" I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know what I'm saying?
Like, how many girls wouldn't you say? You know, when
He
they come
always
on,
be-
That's what I'm saying. Every
He always
single
acts
one.
like-
yeah, I'm like, hey, the same reaction with every chick. Hey,
Yeah, like if I see one on the way to the parking lot, like, "Oh, how you doing?" Like, I don't know if you're the hottest thing ever, but I might let you talk to me for a second.
Hey, I love who love me. Goddamn it, I said that earlier.
Right, everyone, call me.
Look, if they make synthetic embryos and they can make me my very own Scarlett Johansson, I'm all in, baby. Take all of my checks.
Oh yeah, when they make clones, like you're getting a
Weird
Scarlett
Science. You remember that
Johansson
movie?
clone.
Weird
Yeah.
Science. That was a joint right there.
Yeah,
man.
dude. Weird Science was the movie.
You ever watch that as an adult? It's
Yes.
funny as an adult, man.
Dude, it will offend everyone today.
Oh, bad.
But
It'll
every
offend
movie did
everyone.
back then.
Yeah,
like-
pretty much.
It did. I recently went back and watched Ace Ventura, and Bert Kreischer, the comedian that just had that movie, he recently talked about showing his kids this movie, and they kept asking him questions like, "Whoa, so he did get consent, right?" and stuff like that. It's like, come on, dude, it's Ace Ventura.
Right. He doesn't need kids.
What the fuck? He's like Tom Cruise. He just pulls his dick out and he gets sucked.
Right. That's just how it goes on this set. Like,
It's just the way the shit works for them guys. But
must be nice.
Yeah.
Right. Be nice in the house.
So this is a photo of the embryonic cell. The synthetic human egg has been created. I feel like we live in like a fiction movie.
So we ain't gonna know who fake anymore, and they can be,
It could already been a thing.
You never know who's fake till it's too late.
A lot of the stuff is crazy that's going on in science. For years they found out that one of the strongest strands of thread that's ever been made is spider silk.
Yeah.
And they figured out how to synthetically recreate it to make bulletproof vests because it would be
I heard of
stronger
that.
than Kevlar.
I heard of that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So
And
they
you know
pimping
how-
out the bees and the spiders.
No.
Oh, yeah,
So
all the bugs.
What they
Yeah,
did,
they
what they did was
work
they
for us now.
created.
They're all gonna have cameras. You ain't about to have a job
Right,
no more.
for real.
They created
They
a
gonna take
way.
up a YLP.
You better be filming it.
they could be called the Bee Boys.
You wild.
They
for
could be
that.
rapping and everything like we some bees. We up in the trees.
Right. Making you smile so they can take your picture.
We in the trees. We got the camera, so say cheese.
So guess how they recreated this spider silk?
You said, how did they do it?
Yeah.
Out of what?
Nobody would ever guess it. So
They jerked off spiders.
dude,
Very tiny spiders.
They get the mechanical bees to lick the spiders or some shit.
That's- all right, now you're talking my language. I feel like that happened too. I'm with you. And I know that's on I know that's on Pornhub somewhere. It's probably a kink of somebody's.
Right.
I can't.
Bees lick spiders to make spider webs.
A Biber. That shit come out of Biber.
No, so they genetically engineered goats to create it in their milk.
Wow.
Silence. Nobody saw that coming. You're right. That was.
So how do they extract it from the milk?
You milk a goat. You jack off a goat titty.
Well, squeezing titties and jacking off is two different things.
This is real shit. So
I ain't never squeezed a bitch titties.
Wait,
and
do male
think I'm
goats
jacking
have?
titties.
Do male goats make milk, or is
it's
that
not male goats. It's female goats.
Are there only female goats? What is a male goat then?
That's a good
Goats
question.
just come. That's what they do.
Are they like?
Yeah,
you
they
got
do.
the cow and the bull.
They be coming hard.
You got a goat and a what?
Scientists, this is from phys.org. Scientists breed goats that produce spider silk.
Man, you be reading some other shit, man.
Researchers from the University of Wyoming have developed a way to incorporate spider silk spinning genes into goats, allowing the researchers to harvest the silk protein from the goats' milk. A variety of applications. For instance, due to its strength and elasticity, spider silk fiber could have several medical uses, making artificial ligaments and tendons for eye sutures and jaw repair. The silk could also have applications in bulletproof vests and improved car airbags. Getting enough spider silk for these applications requires large numbers of spiders. However, spiders tend to be territorial, so they're not really making their web dens that often,
Right.
and it's hard to collect it when they do. So they figured out how to make the goats create that protein in their milk, and they milk the goats, take the goat milk.
Fucking
and,
science, man. That's
dude,
wild.
it's crazy the stuff that science does. Let's go into other news. Scientists finally investigate blue balls.
and that's false.
Oh no, never mind. That has to do with the embryos still. Ex-Anheuser-Busch employee says Dylan Mulvaney campaign strategic destruction of Bud Light.
You think they're saying it's an inside job?
Yes, they're starting to say this is on foxbusiness.com.
Oh, it must be true then.
Yep. And it wants me to allow ads. Let's see if
What
this
were the
story-
executives thinking when they were doing this? And then, of course, after the fact, we had a
You know they
video
gotta
of,
show Kid Rock. Why do they gotta
marketing
show the
executives
whitest
saying that
fucking
Bud
hillbilly
Light wanted
white
to
dude
move
shoot
away
up Bud
from the
Light? They're
fratty
like, fuck
appearance of
America.
just college kids and men, and I mean that almost made it worse. When you're behind
This
closed
guy's gotta
doors,
be
when you're
blacked out,
talking
he's
to
like,
plant
I'm not-
managers, when
not
you're
white
having
trash
meetings,
enough.
when you're with the team, was there an acknowledgement of any of this? An acknowledgement of the situation, the boycott, and then the doubling down about moving away from the fratty image? What were those conversations like when all this started to kick off?
And we got to talk about them Billy Goats, man.
Everybody was.
What about the Billy Goats? Why did they do her voice like that?
That's crazy. They did
That wasn't her.
Was that her voice?
That was the dude talking, the
changed
former
her
employee.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That
you're
is
right.
a dude, though. I think right there. That's how. That's the inside man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the whistleblower himself.
Yes.
Herself. Itself. They self.
Like we thought-
Sorry for all of the mistakes.
We thought Sarah was an upstanding woman. Little did we know she's a lying, scheming man.
She
Fuck,
was a
man.
lying son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That'd scare me if a woman started talking like that.
Right.
So what were you saying about the Billy Goats? You want to keep talking about the goats making spider silk?
Yo, man. So
It's a protein.
Are we about to start seeing the goats swing from the mountains? Like
No, it's in their
Spider-Man?
milk, and we have to make it.
Okay,
Spider goats.
Spider goats.
Yeah,
man, that's what I'm
fuck
thinking.
yeah.
Spider goat,
Yeah,
spider goat,
They swing.
goes
man.
anywhere that a goat can go.
Listen, you know how convenient that'd be when they running up the mountain. Some of them slip. They can just like, and spray out some
Dude,
milk,
that
some
is
milk
crazy.
webs and shit.
That is wild. The shit you see them do in mountains.
Yeah.
Goats just be standing on a fucking
On a
up
nothing.
and down surface.
On a nothing.
There ain't nothing there. They just
Yeah.
standing there chilling,
Chilling.
Yeah.
eating weeds
Ultimate
and shit.
balance. They
Those
can
aren't
run.
goats, though, man. Aren't
Nigga-
those rams?
No,
I
it's
think you're
goats.
wrong, dude. That ain't goats.
Rams are a part of the goat family. I think.
That's
Are
like
they?
the male goat. Is that what we were trying to get to earlier? Rams are male goats, and then goats are chick goats.
Oh man, we might be on to something right there.
I'm just saying. I know rams are the ones
Rams
that
with
are
the
on the
horns.
side
They're
of the
just a
mountain with the
version of
horns.
it.
Boom.
Because usually the males of that species got the horns, like deer.
Look at these motherfuckers.
Like humans.
Today's
What do we have? We got the muscle. What? I like them thick ones.
Oh, they're showing cats. The
Yeah,
fuck's the
they're
goat?
those right there. That
Look
one,
at these
that one.
motherfuckers. Just be nowhere and everywhere.
Right.
Look at them. That motherfucker had a fly ass goatee, didn't he?
Hey, that's what I be trying to mimic.
Cool.
That's what I be mimicking. That's
The
why
goat
mine
tee.
Like that. Yeah, the goat tee.
That's where it came from.
That's where it came from.
Now you know.
Oh, we were learning some stuff today. The goat
Dude,
I
tee.
knew that. No, just kidding.
That's what No Outlet Live is for, you guys.
Yeah,
you
you
can
get some
come here, you
knowledge
can
over
learn
here,
all
man.
kinds of stuff.
We're
Look at this
entertaining,
dude.
but
See,
mostly
he need
educational.
that goat milk. He need that spider goat milk. He need that.
Dude, he's falling. He's like, oh,
Yeah. At least it gets sticky. It make the place sticky.
shit, that's
better
everywhere
grip.
I go.
Squirt your milk, baby. Squirt your milk. Mama
Look
be
at this
squirting
motherfucker
squirting
standing
milk
on
at the
it,
kids.
standing on a motherfucker.
You see the
They
cat?
just-
You see the cat get a cheap shot? You see
Yeah,
that?
he did.
You see the cat rewind
cats
that?
cats are shitty like
Cats
that,
are
bro.
shady, man. They want just fall up, watch the cat get a cheap shot. Like, hey, what the fuck you looking at? Where's my money at? You got my money?
No, that's the cat you gotta worry about.
Yeah.
That thing can just jump out of nowhere and bite the hell out of you.
Oh yeah, I don't think you're surviving cats. Like
Look
you
at
might be
these
able to play
things,
dead
dude.
for a bear, but a cat is gonna fuck your day up.
If I'm out there, I'm gonna have me a big something. I think I'll make it. You give me a big machete. or
What
a
about
sword,
with no weapons?
Or a sword.
What if you were naked and afraid?
Yep.
Naked and afraid.
Could you take on a wildebeest in the wild to
How
eat?
long will you last?
Right.
16 days.
Listen. I would
naked
listen.
and afraid.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. I used to watch that show a lot, and I actually started doing my fasting because of watching that show.
I intermittent fast.
Yeah.
If I said that correctly.
I dig what you're saying.
We knew what you
Intermediates.
said.
Yeah, like I'll fast. Like I won't eat for like 12 hours sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
16 hours. Sometimes I could go without eating for like the day,
That's
but the
good.
next day I start shoveling food in like no tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I got mine from Naked and Afraid, man. The 21 days, man.
I like Alone. You got to watch Alone.
I watch Alone.
Alone's the good one.
I love those type of shows.
Me too.
Man. You know, and I wouldn't go in there unless somebody dared me. Like, yo, Bryce, you wouldn't do that shit, you motherfucker, you pussy.
Check this out.
Well, do you feel like all that's real? I feel like they're 5 feet from the freeway.
Alone's
you know what I'm
real.
saying? Like,
Alone
might
is
be.
definitely real.
you just can see it just off camera. You know what I'm saying?
But you can see the change in people. They be out there. They be doing something.
No,
Yeah,
that show is
You're like,
real.
these people look great after 25 days or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
for real.
I might
That's,
start eating bugs.
Yeah.
You remember when I was showing you the dude stabbed the ox?
On Naked and Afraid?
Oh, I think so. What
that,
show was it?
That was Alone.
Oh, that was Alone. I do remember that. I
The
think
the
vaguely.
dude won. Roland.
He killed the ox.
Roland stabbed an ox to death with a knife.
He
You know-
ran up on it and killed it.
Dude, he ran up on it and kept running up on it and stabbing it down. And then eventually it died and he cut it up and he survived longer than anyone in the history of Alone.
Wow.
The
Nice.
dude was a
Which
monster.
wasn't that long because I think they only have one season of Alone, or do they have more than that?
Dude,
I
there's like 10 seasons.
Really? I feel like I started watching that because it was on Netflix or whatever.
Yeah,
And
they only
the
show you
first
so much
couple-
on Netflix.
The
or
first couple episodes, I wasn't really into it, and I never watched it again. But I know what you're talking about. I know they were out here stabbing animals and stuff.
you know what really
Yeah,
got me?
I seen when they had a stingray. They was eating good off a stingray.
Oh man, I bet they're spearfishing.
Yeah, they was eating good.
I think that's a different show because they always do Alone is always done in Alaska.
Naked and Afraid. This one's Naked
Yep.
and Afraid.
Naked and Afraid they would survive
yeah,
on
I
that
see
because they're
them
in
getting that
tropical
shit.
areas.
Some of them, yep.
But I started watching off of that stuff. Somehow I fell into people that go out into wilderness and they build log cabins from scratch like the old people do. And I can't even tell you how many hours of that I have watched on YouTube. It would probably weird people out.
What's the name of it?
It's watching homeless guys make homes.
That's dope.
They're not homeless because they show up with like the equipment to
Dumb
cut down
message.
trees
Yeah,
and like
so they got
shape
bread.
stuff. And
Right.
these guys are so handy. Like I'm convinced I've never met a handyman because of what I've seen these people do
Yeah,
just
out of
with
amazing.
trees.
Yeah.
It's wild. You know what, actually? Well, no, we got to move on to let's finish this news story.
Every brewery has a plant manager that answers to corporate, and there seems to be a separation there because what corporate's doing is not reflective of what even the plant managers want. And they
Sound like she got
themselves,
smoke in her
we
throat.
would have these meetings, and nobody's happy about it. Everybody thinks it was a very bad idea, obviously, and
Of course you're going to say that now, though.
Shows that.
Like, they're trying to save face at all costs.
The fact that
Yeah, it is.
They were shocked. Why would they do this? What?
It is kind of wild that, like, but he was saying they're having meetings that continue it.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
No, they were putting this out there to, like, start branding it at like that. But I think they made a huge misstep because there ain't a lot of, like, chicks that are drinking Bud Light. Like, the man's, man, that's the American beer. Like, you're not going to
queer
convince those
community
people.
and the LGBTQs, all of that, they're not, like, super advocates of Bud Light, I don't think. Them people drink, like, vodka.
Yeah, you took a couple sips on Instagram and threw it away. Like,
And
Bud Light's probably mad about that one.
I
That was
don't
a
mean
huge
to, like,
misstep.
generalize a whole community of people
Well,
into
but
one
you
thing.
have to know your base.
But you have to know your base, and Bud Light was going towards the wrong audience. And now that everybody's trying to take that in and chew it up, you know what I mean? Before
Yeah.
you could chew it up, you're already debating, like, what was the motive of all this? And it doesn't make sense. None of it really makes any sense except for the general word around is that there's this social credit score that is already
yeah.
started, and it
Well,
has
they
to
do
do
that in
with
China.
inclusion.
Through WhatsApp, they do that in
Yes.
China.
And it's an inclusion thing. And I've been watching. Have you heard of what is the name of this company? Black. Fuck, what is it called?
BlackRock.
BlackRock.
Gotcha.
That company has this interview that they did. Some of the higher ups in the company, they
Yeah.
said you gotta force your employees to think a certain way, and they did this right before Bud Light did this. So people are thinking that the hand was forced.
Right.
You're going to lose your consumer base or
Right.
whatnot, but you have to do it, or else we're not going to give you money proposals, loans, advertising budgets, all of this unless
Exactly.
you do this. So
Yeah.
that's what this whole thing is about. Is the corporate America being bullied into making choices that they know will hurt their brand?
Yeah. And I mean, because you're trying to take down huge brands. All these huge brands are being affected by this.
Anheuser-Busch owns all of beer.
Most of beer.
Most beer. I mean,
if
there's
you talk
not
to people who don't drink Anheuser-Busch, you could drink Yinling, I guess, or Modelo, or
Modelo is owned by a sister company that is owned by Anheuser-Busch.
No, it's only the foreign Modelo. The American Modelo is owned not by Anheuser-Busch. Well, InBev is what the foreign one would be owned by, which would be Anheuser-Busch, because everything is InBev.
Yes, it's all InBev, which owns Anheuser-Busch.
Only the international Modelo. If you look at American Modelo, it's owned by a different company.
And InBev is Belgian and Brazilian multinational beverage brewing company.
I just heard this. I'm only brushed up on this because I literally just heard them fight on the radio about this.
Yeah,
like,
me
the other
too.
day.
Me
Yeah.
too. I heard the same thing. They went through all of it. Maybe you're right.
And that's what it came down to, was that Modelo is American
It shows the Corona,
beer.
and I know Corona is in the same company as Modelo.
Yeah, they're I can't remember what it's called, but they said it and everything, and I wasn't prepared to repeat.
Yeah,
what
they
said.
do. They own Corona. They own.
So then Corona's good to go, then, right?
They own Modelo Especial.
Especial.
They own Modelo Light, Negra Modelo, and everything else that has to do with beer, except for they don't own Heineken. I don't think they own. I think Heineken's under the same business that owns Rolling Rock.
Yeah, like I don't think.
The green bottled beers are by a different company that's just like InBev.
Got you. But they're all basically owned by the same people somewhere down the line. Probably everybody's getting a kickback.
Yeah, it's
Like-
it's just like one or two companies that own all of beer. So no matter what you do, I mean,
They own all of beer, huh?
they have a monopoly, and I thought that was
Well, it's
illegal.
not a monopoly because it's one or two companies. If it was one company, that would be a monopoly.
It's still kind of a monopoly.
Oh, it always is.
I feel like it's a monopoly. If you start a beer company and you don't get flushed out and like you get big, let's say you go international with your brand of beer,
Right.
they're gonna buy you,
Yeah.
or they'll muscle you into selling.
But that's business, though. That's
That
the
is-
free market.
I guess
you know what
it
I'm
is.
saying? Cash is king.
But yeah, that was the whole thing about that this news story with this dude saying that it was an inside job and they're getting Bud Light is getting torn down from the top on purpose.
What were they thinking? Especially now, this is the worst. It's like the worst timing yet. The best timing if a company were to try to change the way it operates from a corporate level. So that's just my opinion, and many of us are talking about that, like they planned it in a way, like a strategic destruction of Bud Light.
A strategic destruction of Bud Light is
Yeah,
what
but
the
that,
claim is now.
That's what I was about to say.
It's what the claim is.
Sound like sabotage.
In other news, China gives green light to nuclear reactor that burns thorium, a fuel that could power the country for 20,000 years. This
And is it like, so it's also nuclear power? So if thorium or whatever you said, thorium
The
blows
word-
up, it's going to, will it be worse than like a nuclear power plant blowing up? Or
They don't blow up. That's not even really a thing. Even the shit that happened in Japan, they say it actually was not too big of an issue. It is an issue that a reactor melted down, but the word around the nuclear, everybody that's discussing this issue, we are falling way behind every country that has nuclear power because they are learning how to power everything without using all of this fossil fuel because it's smart to
Gotcha.
use nuclear power, and we're against it because we have this like icky like
and we're over here playing with our stupid batteries.
dude, they say that cell phones themselves give off radiation.
Yeah. You
So
supposed
we're
to hold them to your head.
consistently Wi-Fi gives off radiation. Everything
They say
around us,
plants don't grow where Wi-Fi is.
it's radiation.
Yes.
We are we're constantly around radiation, and people are worried about the reactors, and they don't even affect us the way that shit like Wi-Fi and these phones do. Every piece of technology in here is probably giving off radiation.
Probably.
So they found a reactor that burns thorium, a fuel that could power their country for 20,000 years. It has several advantages over uranium reactors, including safety, reduced waste, better fuel efficiency, and suitability for use in arid, landlocked areas. This is a new
So
technology.
they're
that
saying they have enough natural reserve to last for 20,000 years or whatever?
just that
or-
one reactor will.
Yeah, or it's just like it'll just stay on for 20,000 years from that one little bit that they put in the reactor. You
I
know
think
what I'm
it's
saying?
because it burns thorium, is
Well,
what they're
do you
saying.
have to mine thorium like everything else first? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you mine for batteries, like you know what I'm saying? Like how dropped out for a second.
I think we're back. We might have just had a a technical brush up, which is actually, in all honesty, is probably the best time for us to be able to. Let me see. It looks like the cameras did freeze or whatnot, but we are at the end of the show anyhow. We will bring
Okay.
up thorium next week, and we'll get back into
Maybe.
that. I'm
I'ma
going
do
to
my
remember it.
research.
I couldn't find Maury. We have all these things going on, but I can say that you need to stick in with No Outlet Live. We're coming back next week with, who is my guest? I forgot who my guest is. Next week we'll be back. We are sticking live. We will be here with you. You could call the line at 216-647-0064. Thank you for joining us, and we will hear from you and see you next week, man. Peace out.
Peace. phone and died.
We'll see you next time. This has been No Outlet Live.
What's up? Jay Remy here, host of No Outlet Live. Are you considering or curious about how you can start your own podcast? Join Anchor. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast for free. Monetize your podcast, one-click distribution, record from anywhere on the app, and they have unlimited free hosting. Download Anchor on the App Store or Google Play. Anchor, podcasting made easy.